So now we are moving towards the first order differential equations, and as per the demand of most of the students and convenience, I'm switching the book from previous one. Now I'm following the fundamentals of electric circuit by Charles K. Alexander and Matthew N.O. Sadiko, whatever. Okay, now you people are going to follow this book. You can take any latest edition, fourth, fifth, sixth, any latest edition. You just have to practice the questions. Okay, so what are first order circuits? First order circuits is characterized by first order differential equations, means the circuits which are going to form the differential equations in first order are called first order circuits. As you all know that when we were studying and when we were working on simple circuits without any memory component present in them, we didn't get any kind of differential equations, any kind of differential circuits, right? So when we got RC and RL combination in our circuits, then the differential equations are going to form. So when we are talking about first order circuit, it is understood that we are having capacitors or inductors in our circuits. So we have two types of first order circuits, as we know, RC and RL, and there are two ways to excite the circuits. The first way is by initial conditions. What are initial conditions? Initial condition of storage element, or in other words capacitor or inductor, is that what is the present state, what is the condition of inductor or capacitor when we are going to analyze the circuit. Is it having any kind of charge previously in it, or it is it having a zero or potential across it when we are going to study the characteristics of the circuit. So we have two types of circuits when we are studying initial condition. First one is source free circuit. In source free circuits, we are going to assume that the energy is initially stored previously in the circuit with some other source, right? Now in present state, our circuit has no source at all, but we assume that it was having a source connected to it previously, in previous time, in previous state, and that source which was previously connected to the circuit has generated a charge on the component. It is having a charge due to that previous source, and now as we have no source in our circuit, we are going to utilize that previously stored charge. Okay, although source free circuits are by definition free of independent sources, but they may have some dependent sources. The second way of exciting a first order circuit by independent sources. Sometimes we also use independent sources, and and we also connect a switch, and for some time we allow the circuit to get charged with that independent source, and after that we will remove that source or disconnect the switch. So first of all, we are going to study what is the response of source free RC circuit, a circuit having a resistor and a capacitor. What is the response of this type of circuit? A source free RC circuit occurs when a DC source is suddenly disconnected. What does it mean? That a source was present, but we suddenly disconnected that source. The energy already stored in the capacitor is released to the resistors. Now we are going to study this circuit, a circuit with a capacitor and a resistor, and this voltage we are assuming that if we are going to connect our DMM with this point and this point, then we are assuming that V is same over here. Now what we are going to do? We are going to solve the circuit, and we are going to find the response of circuit in the form of voltage. In case of RC, we will find the response of circuit with respect to voltage. as we already know that the capacitor was initially charged. So we can assume that at time 0, when time is 0, when we started assuming our circuit, it is time t is equal to 0 when we start analyzing the circuit. So the initial voltage V of 0 is V of naught. What is V of naught? V of naught is the energy stored in our circuit previously, as we have assumed that a DC source was connected with a circuit and suddenly we disconnect that source. So the response of that source is V naught. The initial charge stored in our source is V naught. Similarly, we know the formula for energy. You guys have studied it many times in different courses. We are going to put that initial value of voltage in this formula. Now, what we are going to do, our main purpose is to find what is our response, what is voltage of this type of circuit. From our circuit diagram, we know that IC plus IR is equal to 0. As we know that same current is passing in series type of circuit. So if we are going to add the two currents from capacitor and from resistor, it is equal to 0. Now, what is our next step? We are going to divide this formula. We are going to put the formulas of IC and IR. How can we calculate IC and how can we calculate IR separately? So as we know that the formula for IC is C dV over dt. Similarly, the formula for IR is V over R, which is equivalent to 0. Now, after rearranging the circuit, we got this equation dV over dt plus V over RC. This is the first order differential equation. Yes, it has a differential, it has a derivative in it. So, and derivative is of value 1. It is not a squared derivative. So, it is first order differential equation. We will also study later in this course second order differential equations, second order differential circuits. But up till now, up till 3 to 4 next lectures, we will work on first order differential equations only. Now the same equation, equation number 4, we again rearrange it and we take dV over V on one side and 1 over RC into dt on the other side. Now if we integrate both these sides like this, if we apply an integral on both the sides, what are we going to get? The integral of this is this and integral over here is this. What is this? This is the integration constant. I guess you guys are clearly familiar with this constant in your previous classes or in mathematics you are studying right now. So now again rearranging our circuit, ln V over A, taking this A over here, is equal to minus T over RC. Now if we take exponential, as we know that ln can be easily cancelled out by using exponential E. So after applying exponential, we got V of t over A, right, is equal to A into e raised to power minus t over RC. What is A? A is constant. A is constant value and we are saying that this A is equal to V of 0, V at initial state, and it was V naught in our case, this V naught. So we have derived the first response with respect to voltage of RC circuit and it is equal to Vt, V with respect to time is equal to V naught. V naught is the initial condition or the voltage stored in our device when we suddenly disconnected the DC source, into e raised to power minus t over RC. You have to memorize this formula, right? We are going to use this formula in solving our circuits. We are going to solve an example also in our further slides. Now, another important thing, if exponential comes, then the response of exponential is also very important. So from our last equation, we know that the what is the voltage response of RC. We have to plot the response of RC with respect to exponential. As we know that the response of RC, initially you studied that in maybe in FSC or some other time, that the response of RC circuit is an exponential delay of initial voltage. It is a delaying function. It is reducing. Its value is coming down towards the zero. And the response is basically depending on the initial energy stored in the circuit, right? What was the initial energy? This V naught. This V naught is very, very important. It means that the physical characteristics of our circuit is due to some additional charge which was present at the state when we started analyzing our circuit, and this response is called the natural response of the circuit. And natural response of the circuit is the response with no external excitation. Right now when we are calculating the response, we don't have any kind of exciting source. We just have previously stored charge in our circuit. So this is our response. This is the response of V naught e raised to power minus t over tau. It is a decaying exponential. And what was its initial value? Its initial value was at V naught. It starts from V naught and linearly, exponentially, sorry, it will go approach towards the zero. Now, if you guys wanted to have a clear understanding of that, you can also plot it with respect to t constant and with respect to tau constant. You know that in case of RC circuit, we had a time constant of RC, right? So if you put RC as a constant, you can get a response, and similarly if you put T is equal to constant and vary the value of tau in your equation, you can get a response. In this case, in this equation, we are going to change the value of tau, 2 tau, 3 tau, 4 tau, 5 tau, and we got the final response which is approaching to 0 at 5 tau by using this formula V of t. Here we will keep tau constant and we are changing time. Again, you see that when tau was 2, our response is this. When tau is 1, our response is this. When tau is 0.5, our response is this. Further reducing the value of tau, we got response approaching near to 0. Now, we are going to solve a problem to further analyze our circuit. So what does the problem says? The problem says that switch in the circuit in the figure below, this is the figure, has been closed for long time. It was closed for long period of time. We don't know what is the time, but initially we know what is the condition, that our switch was previously closed and it is opened at t is equal to 0. When we got the circuit, the switch become open like this. Find V of t for t greater than equal to 0. Now, at present time, at time which I am present is t is equal to 0. My time starts now as I got the circuit. What was previous condition of my circuit? It was having a voltage source of 20 volts and it is also having a capacitor attached to the source. So, at time t is equal to 0, I have to open the circuit from the switch. Now, what happened? The capacitor is left with initial voltage charge stored due to this voltage source. Now it is having no excitation, no external voltage, right? What is it saying? Calculate the initial energy stored in the capacitor. Now, for time t, what was our first step? We have to find out what is the voltage when our time before our time begins. It means if our time begins at t is equal to 0, what was the initial charge stored in our capacitor before our time, before t is equal to 0? So what is that? It is t less than 0. At t less than 0, we know that when DC source is connected in our circuit with a capacitor attached, our capacitor acts as an open circuit. So I have redrawn the circuit over here again and we got VC having an open circuit. We just are having 3 ohms and 9 ohms resistance. So what is VC here? This is not connected state. This resistor is a not connected state. So what is the point from point here to point here? It means that the voltage drop across 9 ohms is VC in this case, right? So how can we get that? We can apply voltage divider rule. 9 over 9 plus 3 multiplied by initial 20 volts, we got 15 volts. It means that Vc of t, which is equal to V naught, initial voltage stored, is 15 volts. So as the capacitor across the can't change instantaneously the voltage across it, the voltage stored in the capacitor cannot be changed instantaneously. It will drain out with respect of time, slowly. So what we get at t is equal to 0, we got Vc of 0 is equal to V naught is equal to 15 volts, right? The voltage we find out at t less than 0 is equal to the voltage we find out at t is equal to 0. Why? Because at t is equal to 0, we just removed the source. At this state of time, the capacitor was fully charged. It was having 15 volts across it, right? So it will keep that 15 volts at t is equal to 0 only. When we move from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 0.1 second, it will start draining out. Now we know what is t is equal to 0, what is t less than 0. Now what we are going to find out? T greater than 0. Now our main purpose, our capacitor is going to drain, is going to pass its energy to the resistors connected, and our source has been removed. As we open the switch, our source has been removed, and we just got these two resistors, 1 ohm and 9 ohm, connected with this capacitor. It's a source free circuit. As we know, in this kind of response we are going to study source free circuits. And what is the charge present in it? Due to capacitor. Now how can we find out R equivalent? If you remember the Thevenin equivalent, this is Thevenin equivalent. R equivalent, you have to remove the source. In this case our source is capacitor, and find out the total resistance. We got 10 ohms. What is time constant? Time constant in case of RC circuit is R multiplied by C. We are just going to multiply the value of C with R, and this is the time constant. Now the formula we derived previously, V of t is equal to Vc of 0, or we also called it V naught, into e raised to power minus t over tau. This is our tau. So 15 e raised to power minus t over tau. If we put the values in it, we got 15 e raised to power minus 5 tau. Okay, this is our final result. V of t is equal to 15 e raised to power minus 5 tau volts. Now again remember the same formula for energy, 1 by 2 c Vc square of 0. What was the value of that? Putting that value over here, and you also got the energy. It is a simple formula. Now our second case, that is source free RL circuit. Previously we were studying source free RC circuit. Now an inductor is present in our circuit, and we are going to find out the response of the inductor. In case of capacitor, we have we were going to find out the response with respect to voltage. Why? Because if you guys remember previously the formulas, the ones which are having derivative in it, in case of capacitor and inductor, the inductor was having the current with derivative equation, and similarly the capacitor was having the voltage with derivative equation. So as we are talking here about the derivatives or differential equations, so we are finding out the response in the form of those values, in the form of those equations. This is an easy form of memorizing that, right? So now what we are going to find out? We are going to find out the initial conditions in the form of current. Now first of all, at I is equal to 0, or at I of 0, what is our value? Our value is I naught, the initial current stored in the device. Energy formula same, previously studied. Now what we are going to find out? We are going to find out VL plus VR is equal to 0. The voltage drop across inductor plus the voltage drop across the resistor is equal to 0. Now putting the values, L di over dt plus Ri, same type, same working, just the initial states are different. Now it is in the form of derivative equation like this, taking integral. What we are going to get after taking integral, ln of I is equal to RT over L from 0 to t. We are going to integrate it. Ln of I of t is equal to ln of I of naught is equal to RT over L plus 0 initial states. Ln of IT over I naught is equal to RT over L. Again, we are going to remove this ln with the help of exponential, and our final equation is I of t is equal to I naught e raised to power minus RT by L. Right? Now, what is I naught? I naught is initial state. At I of 0, what we are going to get is I naught. Now, what is tau in case of inductor? It is L over R. This response is the natural response of the circuit. Again, we are going to plot the exponential response. In this case, we are taking current and it is again exponentially decaying if t is constant and tau is reducing. Now, if we have to find out the voltage by using this current which we have derived in our previous step, what we are going to do? We will put the values of current in our Ohm's law formula. Ohm's law states V is equal to IR. We are going to put the value of I of t at t greater than 0 and I of naught or I naught capital this one in case of t is equal to 0 or less than 0, and we will further solve our circuit. Similarly, we can also find out the energy by using this derived formula. This is the example related to response of RL circuit. Let's study the statement of the example. The statement says that the switch in the circuit of figure 7.16 has been closed for a long time. At t is equal to 0, the switch is open. Calculate I of t for t greater than 0. The same case, just we are dealing with inductor in this kind of circuit, and we already studied the response of inductor and we have already derived the formulas. So first of all, what we have to find out? We have to find out the response of the circuit for t less than 0. What was the response when the this switch was connected to the circuit? So when switch was connected to the circuit, then the voltage of 40 volts is applied to the circuit, right? It means that this 40 volt battery is 40 volt source is connected with this 2 ohm resistor, 12 ohm, 4 ohm, 16 ohm and this 2 Henry inductor. So as we know that when a DC source is connected with inductor, it would act as a short circuit. As in case of capacitor, when a source was connected with the capacitor, it acts as an open circuit. Similarly, the inductor will act as a short circuit. So we can redraw the circuit like this. As you know that the one short line and 16 ohm resistor, this will also act as short. Why? Because they are in parallel, and when we find out the parallel combination of a short and a resistance, it would be short, right? So this resistance will also. Now what are we going to find? We first have to find out the total current entering through these two branches so that we can find I1 of t at time 0. So how can we find out this I1? We have to find out the combination of all the resistors. So first of all, combine 4 ohm with 12 ohm. These are in parallel combination with each other. What we got is we got 3 ohms. Now after that, here I got a 3 ohm resistance. This 3 ohm would be in series with this 2 ohm, and combining them and finding out I1. I1 is 8 ampere. After finding out I1 is the current which is going to divide in 12 ohms and 4 ohm resistor. So you can apply the current division here, and 12 over 12 plus 4 multiplied by I1, which is equivalent to 6 ampere. 6 ampere is our current IT at time t less than 0. So since the current through an inductor cannot change instantaneously, as the voltage through the capacitor cannot change instantaneously, similarly the current through the inductor cannot change instantaneously. So when just we remove the battery or just we open the switch, the inductor will sustain this current in it. So at I of 0, our inductor will be having 6 ampere current. Now our next target is to find the uh, current at t greater than 0. So at t greater than 0, this switch is open and what we get is this type of circuit. Now in this type of circuit, first of all find out the equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance is this 12 plus this 4 in parallel with this 6 ohm. The to process to find out the equivalent resistance is same as we do in Thevenin resistance as in your previous course also. So this is our equivalent resistance 8 ohms. What is our tau? Tau is L over R in case of inductor. R what? R equivalent, which is equal to 1 over 4 second. Now find out IT. IT is equal to I naught or I of 0 into e raised to power minus t over tau, that is equal to 6 into e raised to power minus 4 tau. Now at the end of these two topics, you are going to solve all the problems, all the examples related to these two which I have solved for you in your book chapter number 7, or if you are following any other edition, you can see the chapter for first order logic, and you have to find out, you have to cover the two sections of your exercise, section number 7.2 and section number 7.3 from the fundamentals of electric circuit by Alexander, and these are all your assignment. Thank you.